Welcome back.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Adventure Keeps Calling My Name, our YouTube channel that we dedicate to our love of traveling and our love of adventuring and getting out there and trying things. Tonight's topic is the worst things about cruising, because even though we love cruising, and we do.
Yes, we do.
There are some things that are kind of a downer, or kind of not our favorites, I guess would be a better way to say it.
Right, yeah.
So Matt, why don't you go ahead and start? We each have our own list. Matt has his 5, I have my 5. They may overlap because we do travel together all the time. And there may be some interesting things here.
Yeah, so I have as my first item here, in no particular order, that when you get on a cruise ship, you pay your boarding fee, and you kind of know your tips that you're going to be paying. But there can be a lot of upcharges for you. You know, most of the time drinks are additional alcoholic drinks, and then some cruise line, even soda and pop is additional, and then specialty coffees. Those are all additional, and then there's opportunities to buy pictures and photographs, as well as souvenirs and things for the kids. So those are all upcharges that may not seem like a whole lot of money at the time when you're making the purchase, but at the end of the week when you look at your bill, you're like, oh boy, that was a mistake. And you may spend a little bit more than what you had intended just because you're in the moment and you're having a good time.
And pay attention to what you're signing, because on one of our cruises, our brother-in-law, who we adore, we love him dearly, he's a hoot, but he didn't have his glasses on at dinner. And they were passing around specialty shots. And hey, who doesn't want a fun shot in a lovely souvenir glass? He didn't have his glasses on. He signed the ticket and off he went. How much was a shot glass?
It was like $28, $29.
I thought it was like $50.
Was it that much?
Anyway, it was stupid expensive.
It was way more you would ever pay for a shot of liquor.
No one will ever use that glass because it holds a place of honor in his home to his stupidity. So moving on. My number one worst thing about cruising is really, it's a floating petri dish. There's, 2,000 of your closest friends all enclosed in this space, and you don't know the hygiene levels of the other people, and cruise lines try to combat that by they always have their cleaning crews out, and when you're going into restaurants, they give hand sanitizer or wipes or something.
Right.
But there's only so much they can do.
Yeah, so you've got to protect yourself too.
Right.
So we always take Lysol wipes or some type of disinfectant. We always wipe down our cabin, even though it may have been done by the cabin steward. But we're always wiping down our stuff as soon as we hit the room. Wipe down our daughter's room if they're adjoining to us or something to that effect. And then periodically throughout the week, we'll probably hit it once or twice during our 7 nights there.
Doorknobs, light switches, remote controls, phones, anything like that, we have to wipe them down.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than being sick and you're not at home, especially when you paid thousands of dollars to be here and be sick.
Right. So
what's your next?
My next one is the shows. I like most shows. I like the comedian shows, the Broadway style shows, but some of them just are not my favorites. So I don't want to sit through another medley of Beatles tunes or anything like that. So sometimes they resort to that type of shows, and so sometimes the shows just aren't what I would consider anything I'd go to at home, let alone on vacation.
Right. Except on Disney cruises.
Right.
Disney cruises, I would not miss a show on a Disney cruise because those people are good.
Yeah.
And they have great stories to tell, but that's what Disney does. They're storytellers. So we hold them to a higher level because you pay more. So my next thing that I think is the worst thing about cruising, and it's more a personal flaw than the cruise line's fault, but it's overindulging in anything. The food is good and I wanted to try it all. And so, I overdo it. Or, boy, those drinks are going down nice, and you overdo it. It's just human nature, I think, to crave the pleasure of food and drink. In cruising, you definitely overindulge.
Yeah. I've got that kind of on mine too, my list. You get out of your routine, so you eat a lot of food that's a lot richer than what you're used to, and it can mess up your stomach, it can mess up your energy levels and that type of thing. So you really got to be kind of disciplined and say, no, I'm not going to do that just because I know it'll make me not feel so good later on. But that can be an issue.
And boy, is that hard in the moment, though.
Yeah,
when that warm chocolate melting cake is staring you in the face, it's hard to say no.
Yeah.
But again, that's like a personal thing and not the cruise line's fault. Another thing one of the worst things about cruising is other people. We're all different. God made us all individuals. Some people just have different ideas of what's proper and expected and what's not. Most of the time,
Yeah,
I don't let it bother me.
most of the people are good though.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They're just like us. They're normal people.
They're normal people. And if you're, we're jeans in the dining room, I don't care. Or if you, I don't care normally.
Mm-hmm.
But when people are overtly rude or being loud and belligerent drunks in front of my kids, things like that I care about. And that's just a bad thing.
Yeah, that can be. It can be. Next on my list is certain cruise lines have a habit of promoting their gambling and their liquor.
To a fault.
Yeah, multiple times a day. And I don't mind gambling or liquor. If someone else wants to, hey, that's okay with me. In fact, I like to have alcoholic drinks too. But to be bombarded sometimes, it's just on some of the cruises, that was like the main focus of being on the ship was just to drink and gamble. So that can get annoying. So you got to watch which cruise lines you're choosing, and then which sailings you're also choosing on those cruise
Right, because
lines.
if you're cruising during spring break or the 3-night weekend cruises, you're going to get a heavier party atmosphere,
Right.
and that's going to be more heavily promoted because that's what people are looking for.
Yeah.
My fourth thing on my list is you just can't do it all. There are so many things going on, especially on some different cruise lines have more than others, but you can't do it all, and you want to do it all. And so you leave the ship going, well, obviously I've got to go back because I missed out on this and this and that.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that's why we've been on 25 cruises.
Yeah. My last one is the last night dreaded packing up to leave. No one ever likes that. That is the worst time of the week, is whenever you're packing up. You got to have your bags out in the hallway, usually by 10 o'clock or something to that effect, with the sticker, and then you got to keep everything out that you want to wear the next day. And it's just a real downer, but we all go through it. It all happens, but we all get through it. But that's one of the worst things.
That's my last thing also is they make you leave at the end of your time. Your money has ran out and you have to go home now.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. But like I said, those were a few things that we think are the worst things about cruising.
Yeah.
And lots of times it's not even the cruise line's fault.
No.
It's just, who we are as human beings. And if you notice, some of the best things are also some of the worst things. If you've watched both videos, like I said, meeting new people is one of the best things, and one of the worst things is other people. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You just have to decide what's important to you and follow that.
Yeah, and really choose your cruise line accordingly, and then the sailings make a difference too.
Right. So that's what we think is the worst. So like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back next time with, I don't know what our next topic's going to be. We have to discuss it and figure it out. But also, just as a little teaser, in less than 5 weeks, we're going to be doing a 14-night Panama Canal cruise.
Right? Yeah.
So we're going to hopefully vlog from there and get some videos. And if we don't get a whole lot of videos, it's because we're busy having adventure call our
And
name.
it's going to be on the new
Carnival Sunrise.
which is it's just gotten out of dry dock, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
Hope to see you then. Thanks for joining us. Remember, adventure is out there, so go out and have an adventure.
bye now.
Bye.